Hi everyone, and welcome back to my platform. This beautiful month of June, right? We just entered also the Gemini energies here, those who are on that kind of galactic already zodiac alignment. Okay, so just it's beautiful energies of lightness, I would say, and those who know how to stop the mental chatter, right? You can go to your higher mind, you plug into that universal awareness, and you're channeling these beautiful energies, right, from cosmos here to the crystal core of Mother Earth, Mother Nature. And you know, the energy of ascension, the energy of the new earth, right? There are versions. There's not just one version of new earth, right? You can just start feeling and seeing the platform, how everything is materializing, right? Being more and more visceral and visible, right? So these energies, they first have to be set in those extremely high planes of existence. You know, that's the etheric realm, right? As when you're resurrecting or activating your etheric DNA, you know, you can tune into these energies of the golden cities or crystalline cities with ETs, with extraterrestrials, with our star family, galactic family, and so on. So, and we're still walking here on Earth, right? That is ascending and helping those that either they need help, they ask for help, and helping with the shift in consciousness, with the awakening, with healing, with transformation, right? Just got back again from the beach. Just beautiful energies, working with those 5 elements, okay, and even the 6 elements, that's metal. And did some chanting, of course, you know, some prayers, some kind of whatever comes. So you just allow whatever comes from your soul, because we're resurrecting the ancient history, right? And of course, resurrecting the energies of Atlantis, Lemuria, right? Ancient Egypt, right? So these ancient civilizations, they were before us, and now, you know, so many people, they are, disclosing these things. So there's a disclosure going on, right? And of course, we are here also correcting things and disclosing the corruption in the military, the whole recruitment section, and the proxy wars with proxy Israel, right? Kind of instigated here in DC, Washington, and Pentagon, with their underground military bases, with all this satanic rituals and all this sodomy, and those guys who join military. I specialize, especially the MC under MIC, the military industrial complex, and DARPA, right? So kind of their dark operations, the SSP, the secret space program, how, you know, they had these underground tunnels and, you know, the special facilities. They can get you to the moon, Mars, and even Saturn, right? And there's interesting things going on there. Some of it, the whole black magic. We're exposing the black magicians here in the military bases, with their alien military bases, with the alien mind control. That needs to be arrested. Is arrested with their silent weapons, right? This whole beast machine, the sexual misery kind of machine, with all this Armageddon software, right? All the CCP jabs, the victimizer programming, and like I said, the sexual misery, right? How those guys, all these reversals, right, in their kundalini, in their energy centers, and how then they're creating the digital avatars, you know, how they're creating satanists and terrorists, and with horrible psychological issues, right? So through trauma-based mind control. So the wounded souls, they become extremely wounded and extremely dissociated, right? And it's all through all these psychological operations, right? All this psychological warfare going on. So more and more is become visible, right? And even with this kind of everything that is now happening and transpiring, we see who really wants to still continue this nonsense, right? The Kabbalah, the Illuminati, the Mossad, the Zionists, right? Because I understand for some of them, it's just, it's even devastating for some of those individuals. They don't know what to do because things are changing. We're ascending. People are finding out. There's this disclosure. The energies, right? Cosmic energies are here. The galactic energies, right? People are awakening. There is a shift in consciousness, right? So it's challenging for everybody, right? Whether, you know, humanity, we've been here stuck in darkness, right? There's all these frequency fences and being just totally offended and just totally devastated and you know, plugged into this inverted system of 3D, right? And especially, and also the elite, right? I mean, I'm sure that there's also a fight and struggling and kind of confusion, chaos going on everywhere. So the inner work, transformational work, very important. Remember, there's a bifurcation or trifurcation of consciousness, not only the humanity level, but also like the military, the elite level, right? And now we see also who really, you know, the ET extraterrestrials who are helping humanity, and those aliens who actually programmed to destroy the angelic divine luminous race, right? So we can really see the dark and the light, right, more in more intense way and visible, visceral way, right? Because no more so-called secrecy, but really knowing the true secret, you know, of whether Rosicrucians or of the Essene Christos Templar lineages, because so many of these guys with beautiful souls, right, now they're so-called satanists or terrorists, right, because they were drafted to those dark projects, right? They have horrible aura energy field hooked to that, you know, AI, what is it, black box programming, hooked to that black goo, the black box, right? And you know, the space on spaceship, spacecraft. I mean, I can even see here some of the military bases, the helicopters. It's got the 2 propellers, right? And just tuning into these energies, very, very draconian reptilian energy. The black cube, with that black cube technology, they have the super quantum computers. Well, I understand, guys, for some of you, I mean, it can be either too much. So I do kind of focus on that military section, right, and helping my soul group, you know, Marines, right, under MIC, you know, DARPA, who were extremely controlled and manipulated and abused, helping them with their healing, you know, with their transformational transformational process, right, and their rehabilitation of their DNA, of their consciousness, right, of their hologram, and helping with the deprogramming and rewiring of the subconscious mind. And and my background is yoga ayurveda, so you can check it out, right? yanakalai.com/services. So been finishing working on that yoga and meditation for Marines, okay? And I also, a couple of weeks, I posted the process of self-transformation from psychological operations. So because I experienced kind of the entire so-called recruitments in the astral plane, right? How just kind of they were playing with my astral body, my astral field, inserting all kinds of electronic implants in my brain, you know, in that, well, invisible, in that low astral plane, right? Through Zeta, Stoll Grace. And of course, then they sent me to psychiatric institution, where was it the second week of January 2013. They plan to liquidate this body, but because of you know, highly advanced technology of the Ashtar Galactic Command of Andromeda, right? The Andromeda actually instructed me to heal the entire structure of MC, of the Marine Corps, right? And so because yeah, I'm not supposed to be here already for like 11 years, but because of that highly advanced AI, and you know, there are cloning facilities, and we have the hyperspace holograms, and we became already ascended, and we're already hybrids, we are the volunteer souls. We just kind of, you know, we were prepared for that. And also we are training dark arts, so we came here to really dive deep into that underworld, right? Also we came here in this, you know, kind of hybrid Anunnaki, Nephilim, you know, races of the troubled souls, right? So we came here to decipher everything and balance the karma, right? Very important. Do the transformational work, transmutational work. So all the pieces, right, of that soul, of that oversoul, right, of humanity collectively, and also the history, all needs to be brought back to light, you know, to that true divine original blueprint. So the polarity integration, this is what we do, you know, the balancing of the karma. And I know that also I was born in a family, a human soul with strong obsession or addictions, right? So the trauma, that's what happens when people don't heal their traumas, right? Or they're like blown up at wars, right? The veterans and so on. And then they're reincarnated again and again. And, you know, you're again in that ancestral lineage with all these possessions and addictions. And, you know, of course, then it's more and more easy for those reptilians, for those negative aliens to control you and manipulate you and make Satanist and Luciferian or terrorist out of you, right? Because that lineage, right, never had the chance to really heal their entire soul of that soul tribe, right, and put it back together, integrate it back into light. They never had the chance. That's why, you know, we have the project. And for my soul group, you know, whether the ashram, the yoga centers, meditation centers, you know, with the healing, you know, techniques and yoga, Ayurveda, and also, of course, the crystalline technology, you know, the Tachyon technology, the healing chambers, right? So they can finally integrate, reintegrate all the pieces of their soul back together. We had the, you know, the astral reconstruction, because they ended up in electrostatic bodies, in that black goo, in that fallen tree of life, okay? And yeah, the black magic kind of crew here. They ended up being controlled by them, or creating black magicians out of them, right? Instead of being, you know, the miracle workers, being the Christos Templars, they created Satanists and Luciferian Templars, and carrying or serving the agenda of those negative aliens, right? In here in this entire solar system, in this galaxy, and in, you know, this military base, especially, you know, here at the United States corporation, right? With the original constitution was suspended, so we bring everything right side up. So it's very important to talk about stuff. I know it's not for everybody, things like that, but you know, so we can start correcting the things, bring everything into perfect symmetry and harmonize these things. And like I said, balancing, you know, is very important. So this is the work that we do, you know, the ground crew, the Ashtar Galactic Command, right, from Andromeda here. And of course, we're bringing the teachings of the ancient ones and of the solar Rishis, right, the blue star born, who came here thousands of years ago because of the cataclysm in you know, Atlantis, Lemuria, right? So, you know, they're resurrecting, you know, their technology, their stupa, you know, healing technology, and so on. And of course, I do the transformational transmutational work, chanting, right? Japa meditation, Veda, Vedanta. This is Ganesh, Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. So guys, these energy, the crystalline energy, and the galactic sun, right? So we're like I said, in June in Gemini, right? So these energies, and again, all about tuning in, right? You can resurrect, or, you know, upgrade, update your DNA, your etheric DNA. That's your God's light technology. You're activating your light body, your crystalline light body, because what I've experienced, right? You know, there's a desecration, of course, of the divine feminine, of your astral field, the desecration of your kundalini, and they want to live over your soul and of your brain, and of the alien implants, right? And this whole abuse, that's how they enter or go into your central nervous system, into your cerebrospinal fluid, and create robots or cyborgs out of you. So this whole my experiment, this is my experience, guys. I'm here like an experiment for sure, you know. And so it's yeah, I'm sharing information based. This is my story based, but it's you know, my direct experiences. This is not some kind of made up thing, but you know, this is the way I do, through my soul signature, through my operational system. So again, only take what resonates with you, leave the rest. You know, we are the co-creators, right? You know, the angelic divine luminous beings, that's how they were created, loving co-creation with the divine, with free will, right, under the Emerald Order, Emerald Covenant. So we're bringing everything here, implementing the Galactic Codex, right, because divine justice, for the divine justice. And you know, everybody has to look at the consequences of their actions, especially here the power elite, you know, the Cabal, the Illuminati, the Zionists, the Mossad, right? Because my soul group then ended up, you know, being trained, you know, by by the Cabal, the Illuminati, and they were the spies, or what is it, the sleeping agents for the Mossad, for the so-called the Israeli intelligence, or this whole ISIS thing, kind of, and Hamas and things like that. So it's I'm sorry, it's a mouthful. There's lots of energy. You have to read through these layers, and to kind of understand the structure, not only physically or what I'm telling you, but especially energetically, right? Because that's how we get to the core, and how we can dismantle everything from A to Z. And disclosure, right, needs to happen from A to Z, and the whole corruption, right, this all needs to be revealed, for no stone unturned. And even the whole WikiLeaks, and understand it can be a very unpleasant, uncomfortable for some of the individuals, but life is life, or like God is God, law is law. Love conquers all. That's why walking those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude and compassion, we came here to evolve, to learn our lessons, to finally bring all the pieces of the soul back together, right? We need to be integrated back into light and serving the light divine. This is our mission, this is our purpose. And time is now, because we're arresting all these the timelines, the artificial timelines with proxy wars, with proxy Israel, and time to exit this artificial archon, false matrix, right, of that inversion, of that perversion, of that degradation, everything upside down, right? So we have to acknowledge it, right? Acknowledge, embrace even the shadow, the darkness, whatever also, people were involved with, whether family or in a military, right? I'm dealing with DARPA, right? The whole kind of satanic club there, and Washington DC, and Pentagon, right? And so on. And we have the Galactic Codex, and we have the Ashtar, Galactic Project for those negative aliens, because they had their alien military bases, whether on the surface, underground, moon, Mars, right, Saturn, all these blood sacrifices, the same thing what happened, right, then in 2003. And that was pretty much for them to get, the negative ones to get rich, to destroy the angelic divine luminous beings, right? And so many beautiful souls were actually sacrificed, and especially also children, right? They were traumatized for adrenochrome harvesting. So this all going to divine justice, cosmic trials. Justice will be served. Everything is now under the law of one, right? The Galactic Codex implementation. We're bringing the cosmic sovereign law. So everything can be seen, and everything can be finally brought to justice, and it can be finally integrated back into light. Okay, so again, welcome guys. Only take what resonates with you, leave the rest. I have, again, what I'm focusing on, or my kind of mission. I know more and more. Those are the galactic warriors, who are the we were the star seeds, right? We joined the military. I'm the volunteer soul who is helping those beautiful souls who were so abused, violated, and help them with their, like I said, rehabilitation, and with their deprogramming. So this is my male goal, purpose. Also, I have a family, right? I have a contract with Zetas, and so I have a hybrid children, and we need to make things right side up. And so I know it's a confrontation, especially for the power elite, for the cabal, but it is what it is. I'm dealing with the military, the whole kind of misogyny, patriarchy kind of structure, right? Lots of desecration of the divine feminine, lots of pedophilia, and lots of satanism, and lots of watching porn, right? So that's the desecration of the divine feminine, of sexuality, your sexual energies, right? So we have to correct all that. Kundalini rising, the goddess energy, bhakti yoga, devotion, right? Kundalini yoga, tantric yoga. So there's lots of chanting and japa mantra meditation. So that's kind of I've been and of course I've been doing, and this whole protection. There's a core fear, a removal matrix, again, everything on yoga and meditation, right? You can find that on that new PDF file on my website, yanakalai.com services, and how you strengthen yourself, your aura energy field, practicing the 12D shielding, and of course practicing, that's the breastplate shield of the Karaya Sata Allah, those 7 primal tones, right, with these beautiful colors, right? It's also helping you to heal and to finally heal and integrate all the pieces of your soul together and make you strong in that Christ energy, right, in the power and authority of Christ. So check it out if you like. I know that we were talking about all these psychological operations, right, all this psychological warfare, all this propaganda, and that's kind of still transpiring, and so many people can read in between the lines, and they know that what is being said is either the opposite, or there's the like the truth and the lies, right? They're trying to kind of put together, but those, Vivekananda, yoga, who know how to differentiate, you read the energies, you know what is true and you know what is light. And so, we can arrest, we can see the lies, transform, transmute it, right? So the misqualified energies, the karma, the miasma, all this propaganda, right? We can integrate it back into the absolute truth, in perfection, God's creation, right? So this is the work that I do. So, no more like constantly people are still, plastering things, like, they were plastering the negative aliens, they were plastering holograms, right, over star seeds, or me blaming everything, that we are responsible for all these horrible things, that I'm involved in horrible things, that I'm a horrible evil person, and then that I am doing horrible sexual things and who knows what else, right? So I had to transmute these things, because like I said, the matrix with their satellites, right, the negative aliens, they're constantly projecting who we are not. That's their karma, right? So we're the platform for you. We have, the rehabilitation centers for you, right? And so on. So for them to start finally working, and heal their woundedness, the wounded warriors, transform that inner shadow, you have to confront the pain body, right? And heal that from that negative ego, the predator mind, the crucifixion implants, the tailbone, tail implants, and the Zeta seals, how just they were plastering all these holographic inserts and holograms in our light body, in the astral plane. That's why so many of those guys, right, the black goo, the electrostatic bodies, and they're just dumbing them down and keeping them at low frequency vibration. And of course those guys on they're being activated sleeping cells and carrying the agenda of those negative aliens, and they're involved in horrible crimes, but it's done through AI, through the super quantum computers of the dark fleet, right, the Draco Nazi kind of federation. So that's why we are here, the galactics, the volunteer souls. We have to go way up there to those extremely high places, densities and dimensions, right? And now voila, right, we're disclosing all that, because not what you see is what you see, right? And here only half of what you hear. You have to go deep within, because the kingdom of heaven is within you. And know yourself and be free. You're the beautiful tree. And know yourself. And we are in this world, but we're not of it, because there's negative aliens and the Satanists and this whole Luciferian kind of covenant, right? They were hybridizing with the true angelic divine luminous beings. They were hybridizing, and then just kind of wanted to create the cyborgs out of us, transhumans, transgender, just slowly dumbing us down, right? And unplugging us from our etheric DNA, only 2 strands of DNA, then being only active. So we have to say no to all that, right? And even that US Congress, when they were signing treaties, right, with the Zetas and so on. So we are implementing the Congress, right? The whole government is now under the law of one Galactic Codex. And that's why the Galactics, the ground crew here, we are here to bring everything right side up, to bring everything into divine justice under the law of one, right? So because, remember the whole Bible and the whole crucifixion, it's an alien kind of AI implant program. Okay, so it's very important to get out of that mind control slowly and surely, right? Breathing, breath work. That's why I have the yoga, the meditation, the process of transformation, you know, everything again on my website, yanakalai.com. Those who are interested, right? Because we're here sorting out the white heads, the black heads, the gray heads. It's all about frequency, vibration. The frequency of truth will set you free, right? So hiding and all this secrecy and masking or masquerading behind some kind of names, you know, or clothes or symbols. I mean, if you read energy, right? You know, this is like the, what is it? The Caesar has no, the emperor has no clothes. Now we can see those individuals kind of naked, right? We can see their true self. Those who, you know, your third eye is open, those who read energy. So the whole propaganda, right? Dismantling, falling apart. And that's why very important we have to understand all these lying techniques, right? Because we are dealing with abusers, liars, predators, psychopaths, extremely traumatized through that trauma-based mind control, in horrible pain, soul fragmentation, spiritual disconnection. This is what we are dealing with. How, you know, they are controlled by the negative ego dysfunction, and they have no impulse control. That's what we experience in the military, you know. Right here in this lifetime, never joined military, right? And all this kind of sadistic kind of thing going on. Like, introduce yourself. What are you doing? You know, explain it to me, you know. And even like, you know, not telling, you know, the correct names. It's like it's a very interesting, like I said, to me it was like I would send somebody to a totally foreign country, you don't even know that language, and I would be telling you and punching you and like, speak the language, right? So that's what created so much trauma in me, because what is this going on? Oh, you know, here kind of implementing Nazi knurling into me. Oh, there's the Nazi psychopaths here, you know, DARPA, you know, the psyops, the men in black are going on. I didn't know that. Oh, from Project Paperclip. Oh, the Nazis came over here after the World War II and infiltrated the entire infrastructure, you know, the NASA, you know, the military, you know. So that's why, you know, my videos, I mean, they're compiled all kinds of information. We work vibrational, holographically, but it's a trauma for me where we're trying to you know, like decipher everything and analyze everything, you know, with my very analytical mind. And you know, with the military, it's all trauma-based mind control, direct programming, don't ask questions, like, and I have to question everything. I have to understand. If I don't understand, you know, there's nothing you can do. I'm like a frozen piece. Or you know, yoga, I'm like in my yoga position, namaste. I have to meditate. I have to process this information. This is our job. We came here to process the darkness, to analyze everything so it can be healed and then transform and integrate back into light. So that's why the discernment tools are very important, guys. Okay, and we have to also build a strong intuition, very important, and be in our heart, and the self-awareness. We need to connect back to God, to source. Is very important through yoga, Ayurveda, again, the project, yoga, meditation for Marines, right? For my soul group, for my tribe, for the Power Elite, for DARPA here. It's a must, because we are dealing with severe stages of narcissism and psychopathy, okay? And they're just kind of masquerading, right? They're controlling behaviors with all these tyrannical principles, and they aggressively manipulate others. Those military grade alien technology, right? It's just very shocking for the body, for the mind, for your feelings, for your heart, for your emotions, right? If something aggressive like that enters your body, your aura, your cerebrospinal fluids, your central nervous system, you know, what in the world is all about? It's the body is in shock. 3 months I was not able to calm down and close my eyes and sleep for 3 months. Okay, so people thought that I'm going crazy now. And so it is the megalomaniacs, they thrive on taking power and having control over others. They are master manipulators of telling people lies based on what they want to hear or believe, right? So again, the military, psychological operations, psyops, with all these projections, holographic inserts, satellites, you know, the chips, nanobots, and so on. So You know, that's why we're here, the star seeds, the indigo warriors, like dismantling all that. You know, don't make something out of me I'm not, right? All these robotics, skeletonics, cybernetics, slave or sex slave or transhuman or transgender, right? So we are arresting all these energies. We are ending cycle to all this, the black magic, the black magicians, right? This is the matrix. It's a trick of the black magicians of DARPA. We're dealing with highly advanced, aliens with their highly advanced technology with robots. Okay. So, and that's why, like I said, doing the inner work, transformational work, so we can see the honesty, the factual truth, right? And because here, unfortunately, why people also allow the darkness is because people want to be flattered or they feel comfortable, right? That's how for their wounded, everybody, we've been programmed or wounded, right? And so many, all this sugar-coatedness and all these kind of white lies that people even accepted into their lives. Well, now they're creating false realities. They're in a false structure. We all have to face the darkness, right? Sooner or later. Some of us more on that maybe milder form. Some of us, right? It was the dark night of the soul, right? So some of us was very drastic, traumatic, very extreme, like in my case. But, that's why we came here, guys, okay? Just letting you know, this is a natural process here. You want to ascend with these ascension symptoms. Transformation, transmutation of that woundedness, of that negative ego, of that shadow self here is a must. So don't be afraid of it and become true spiritual warriors. The system versus the different drummers here become the defender of truth and divine justice. Okay? Because those individuals are extremely, like I said, they're in horrible pain, soul fragmentation, spiritual disconnection. Those we are dealing with liars and abusers, right? In whether the military section, in DARPA, right? In all these terroristic organizations, and this is how they do it, through AI, the military alien bases and their trauma-based mind control. Okay. So with these kind of people, these deceivers, they have no clarity, right? Skewed theories, right? And so on. And it's a massive ego with behaviors that are abusive, predatory, and deceptive. So we have to decipher all that, right? We have to shovel through all that, see it, right? Even, with the mainstream media or whoever is giving reports, right, out there, and you can see how all these extreme interesting propagandas or narratives are being put out there. Those who are doing regular inner work, transformational work, going to nature, listening to solfeggio tones, you're taking time for yourself, right? Writing things down, you're creating your new hologram. More and more you can see things right here in front of your eyes and you don't question, because truth is truth, right? And only the truth will set you free, right? Or the light will set you free. There are these universal laws, right, from Norma Milanovic. Very important to also study energies, work with energies, because we're energy beings, 99.9% energy, 0.1% matter. We're sound, light, frequency, vibration. Most people are conditioned to lie without comprehending the impact and result that the energetic vibration of lies and deception will generate in their lives, guys. So that's why it's so very important, right? I understand there's a judgment, and sometimes it's important to put some critique out of there, but if we first kind of have to be critical of ourselves, with lovingly, right? But we have to really face the darkness from within. We have to resolve that inner struggle, all these inner conflicts within our heart or our soul, right? We call it even a jihad, right? That all needs to be transformed, transmuted. And when we stop all that, transform, right? This kind of the fear-based consciousness, right? The negative ego, right? The predator mind. When we transmute that, right? Doing purification of mind and so on, right? Then we can see the corruption in the entire infrastructure, political arena, military arena, science, religion, all this indoctrination in school, these universities, right? Entertainment area, and then of course banking, the money, the whole money structure, right? What is now happening and transpiring, and why are we still attached to gas or oil if we have levitating technology, you know, plasma propulsion technology from good ETs, that even Nikola Tesla was talk about it, and he lit up the entire Chicago for free in late 1890s. And so very important, not allowing those lies to enter our lives, enter our emotions and feelings in family, in relationships, right? So it's very important, very important sometimes to spend time alone by yourself, right? So you can strengthen yourself. Those who have strong personality are supposed to be here, also the forerunners, right? And you know, the charismatic leaders and so on, you know, they had extremely strong personality, but also extremely loving energies here, right? The heart center and so on, right? They were humanitarian, right? Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, John Lennon, right? And others. So we're resurrecting the template of these people. So, and it's very important to, instead of escaping, right, we have to or avoiding confrontation with other people, we need to face all that, being the wild flame in action, walking in those energies, you know, of love, right? And in Christ, having that protection, right? 12D shielding or armor of God, right? If you're a warrior, here is very important, guys, because we're here on a mission, and to be, again, strong spiritual warriors, okay? And resurrecting also the template of that true nobility, Christos Templars. So controlling behavior is a must, guys. Well, controlling ourselves, controlling behavior, those who are constantly controlling and power over others, right? And don't question anything. Those are wounded personalities. Actually, those individuals understand they have very low self-esteem, fear-based thoughts, right? And then when these fears are unchecked, right, the need to control others may progress into narcissistic and psychopathic behaviors. And that's kind of what I don't know whether people are experiencing, whether at home or out there, you know, corporations, you know, families, and, you know, in political arena, right? That's more and more is being exposed, and they're just master manipulators, and they just want to assert control over others. And how it's said, for some, you know, beautiful souls, beautiful people, how it can be frustrating or difficult, or how some people or even children end up in these kind of very kind of sadistic or terroristic controlling families, right? Especially if you're born in a lineage, human souls with strong obsession or addiction, right? Where that lineage, right? The family, they never really resolved their trauma, right? And you know, they are very easily then controlled, manipulated by the elite, by the cabal, by those negative aliens, right? This whole jealousy, envy, greed, being deceitful and compulsive and corrupted, and all these liars, deceivers. This is not natural to the Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and to angelic, divine, luminous race, right? It's done because of the hybridization and infiltration of AI, and plastering, you know, that AI hologram of those negative aliens upon our light body, our mind, our emotions, our feelings, and destroying the family structure, destroying, you know, the school academia structure, right? And just perverting the entertainment industry and even military. And so, walking with Christ, concerned with Christic spiral, Christic forces, right? God's spirit. This is imperative to master your energy and be the master within the self. So what is lie, right? One knows, so it's a statement that one knows to be false, and to intentionally give false impression. Remember, once you start, especially in the military, right, all these lies, deceptions, and maybe first it's, you know, like fun, and it's just a joke, it's just a game, but then you become that because you're repeating all that, right? And you know, it's with all these satanic forces and really demonic music and 5G towers and microwave frequency and CCP jabs and fluoride in the water, right? And then being possessed and then being raped and then being abused and violated. That's how those guys, why they have so many psychological problems and issues. That's what we are looking at. This arrested, right? It needs to be healed. It needs to be confronted. It needs to be addressed. And so self-deceptive people can appear to believe they are telling the truth. However, without clarity beyond egocentric behavior, again, the ego, they're unable to tell the truth consistently and they are untrustworthy. We also talk about people who are unsafe, right? I mean, this is getting better here. You know, somebody here that I'm just renting a room, right? Because, you know, the work has been done. That person is much more, I guess, trusting, much more normal. But people are working hard and then they're drinking hard. They don't have time for themselves, but now with the disclosure, and those are also interested in ET, UFO, extraterrestrials, and into ancient history, how everything is being uncovered and how we were told lies, right? There were these, you know, ET civilization helping us with building pyramids and ancient cities, and especially the solar Rishis or the starborn there, these who came here in Vimana, right, in India, these beautiful temples, right, in a form of stupas. This all being discovered, these beautiful hieroglyphic kind of images and Sanskrit. Guys, that's why the chanting, this is how you break through. It's like a razor for the unplugging yourself from that mind control. You know, the japa mantra meditation, the Sanskrit, you know, we have now the help from the solar Rishi, the cosmic Christos founder races of this universal time matrix. Okay, so there's so much help. The cosmic energies, you know, the plasma ray frequency, the cosmic portals, the transharmonic universe, you know, the transharmonic universe portals, right? There's so much help, okay, from extremely high dimensions and from all the beautiful constellations and from star nations here, the Pleiadians, right? The Icturians, the Andromedans, the Lyrans, the Syrians, right? So and so on. So there's so much help. Ask and you receive, but you gotta do the work. You have to, you know, admit things, right? People don't want to admit, otherwise you live in false reality, false stories. Huh? And that's where there's like a clarity, discernment. That's why we do the Vivekananda, perfect discernment, purification of the mind, the rewiring, deprogramming is very important for the military, for my cell group, for my tribe, the Marines, right? Because the NAA seeks to damage, they want to damage the correct character, they're damaging your DNA, they're hacking you, hexing you, and they want to damage the character, credibility through humiliation and ridicule based on control and tyrannical principles. I'm a yogi. Don't make Satanist or Luciferian or tyrannist and terrorist out of me. Or assassin, did I say that? So we're going back to yoga. We're going back to source. Everything has to be corrected. Everybody who participated in corruption and damage and desecration and liquidation of this body is 100% responsible. It's on the Galactic Codex. We're bringing the cosmic sovereign law here, and everything has to be corrected. Yeah, everything has to be brought right side up, and you know, it is what it is, because they just the negative ones, right? The black magicians also, it's all about do not look here, let me confuse you to stay focused. That's what people even do, right? Just focusing on just kind of very unrelated topics and how they dismiss you. I can see it at work. People are also mind control, or if you start talking about UFO, ETs, or I have a hybrid children, right? People just zone out. They can't stand it, or you know, it's unimproved topic, right? So the mind slide technology, they just completely, there's like this bar coming down, and they don't see you, and they don't recognize you, and they don't hear you. You know, this is the technology we're dealing with, guys. All this derailment, you have to change the subject of discussion or inquiry in order to avoid the truth. This is what I've been like experiencing, and even back there in my country, whether it's the Slovak family especially, and here, you know, whether in military and relationships, right? It's just cut you off. All this cutting you off. Don't question. Huh? This egocentric personality. And now they are being, well, questions, and now they have to confront all that. Okay. And even understand the persons with kind of guru complex, right? And so on here, for me, the word guru, from darkness into light, right? That's the asatoma sadgamaya, from, untruth into truth. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya, from darkness into light. Mrityorma amritangamaya, from in the finite consciousness, the fifth of no chi, right, into the infinite consciousness, into the crystal spiral, into these eternal lotuses, right, of that cosmic crystal diamond heart. This is what we're doing here. The true guru is coming online. The solar rishis, those are rishi sages of the Himalayan mountains, right? And I am transmitting these energies here and just bring the divine wisdom here back online. Those are the warriors from Shangri-La, Shambhala, Mount Kailash, right? The sacred mountain there. We're also preserving, or we are safeguarding the 10D Stargate in Kashmir in Himalaya, and helping everything that happened in the Middle East, whatever is transpiring. Also with the WikiLeaks, you can see the footages, Julian Assange, what the military US was doing, right, there in the Middle East, how their techniques are, to come there. Oh, we're helping you. And once they invade, once they're in the territory, the subject changes. Now we're infiltrating you, right? And some of those guys, beautiful souls, they go to these houses of innocent people in the middle of the night, right? And they're targeting family that they have nothing to do with terrorism, because they were given wrong address. And you can hear the cabal, right? The elite, the Satan is here. You can hear them fire, right? I recognize those individuals. I know what I'm talking about. Very familiar, and we're exposing everything. So we have a project for you, okay? For the elite, for the high echelon. There's the lie of omission, guys. How so many people, they remain silent intentionally, right? When ethical behavior calls for one to speak up, and is not aligned at all. So the thing is, here with these things, we have to be very careful, because so many whistleblowers, right, they got wiped out, or they had to protect themselves. Also, like the Pentagon and the Congress, guys, remember, you're not under the law of one, the Galactic Codex, resurrecting, the original Constitution of 1776, but you have to do it like very slowly. We do it vibrationally. That's why we're not on those platforms. That's why we're, just a couple of people, I know the military, I know the elite are watching, and so on, right? The cabal, yeah, they're watching. I know that very well. But it's okay, and it's okay. But that's why we're on a background here. We're not still out there, because we have to either wait for divine timing, but we're also creating different platform where some individuals may not even know that we're here and with the work that we're doing, because we're so highly advanced. There's so much in the future that some people, it's organically you're evolving, growing. This perfectly fine, is beautiful, right? But what's also happening in military with stars, these indigo warriors, if you came already here as with your third eye open, telepathy and so on, let's say you're in a 5th grade, 6th grade, in the military, they give you knowledge of 10D, 11D, right? But it's through AI, and it's now you're blackmailed. You're being programmed. That's why you become more like robotic. Here with yoga, right? We have to dismantle this AI program, right? That was running way up there. Okay, they were abusing highly advanced technology, and organically, right? You have to go back to your childhood, to your, your 5-star human, to your 5D, opening your third eye organically, because they even put all kinds of frequency fences around the pineal gland, which is 11D. That's why they constantly were targeting 11D. They put camera there, and they put Zeta seal, they put Zeta chip technology. I have all kinds of technology, nanobots in me, and so on, right, to keep this body going, moving, and so on. So we're the hybrids, and Mars, Moon, I mean, for super soldier kind of experimentation, this is nothing new under the sun. The cybernetics, robotics, it's here now being done on a yogi, a volunteer soul. It is an experiment, and we just kind of came here to make proof, right, to those negative aliens that they need to finally surrender, they need to rehab, right? They need to accept the Galactic Codex. They need to look at the consequences of their actions, right? Including the Cabal, the Illuminati, the power elite, the high echelon, and rehabilitate or start helping humanity, right? This is a must. We have the Cosmic Law Evolutional Edict. You can Google that on Ascension Glossary, or it was back in, I don't know, 4 months ago. I did videos on that, okay? So this is used as a tactic to generate false impression, to promote something that appears to be something that is really not. This human frailty of lies of omission is 100% responsible for the negative alien agenda and its archonic deception, promoting psychopaths as leaders which influence the population thriving on planet Earth. So the way that people maybe don't understand the agenda, or people are speaking their truth, lovingly and slowly and surely being protected on their platform, more and more people, that's how people were allowing this negativity to really infiltrate the entire, humanity structure, and even human mind, human emotion, family life, even human military life, right? So it's like, that's why humanity, right, they have their own platform where they have to also acknowledge it, confront their shadow, right, the level where they are, because the AI was targeting them just right there above their awareness consciousness. So many people are so down, they don't even understand, they don't see it, because the AI is so powerful. Whenever they see that humanity, or people are trying to awake, they want to heal, the AI can shut them down. And that's why, again, we're the rescue team, right? We're addressing all that, and we're arresting these energies, right? This all silent weapons, the military grade technology for all these horrible experimentations and so on. This is all going to divine justice. So the antidote to lies of omission is to speak the honest truth to the people around you in the best way you are capable. And then, of course, we have the common manipulation techniques, right? Like, of course, the lying thing, right? You say a little lie here, a little lie there. It's very ambiguous what you're saying. Some people may exaggerate something that seems something that is really not. And all these guilt trips, right? You want people to be to feel sorry for you, so especially in relationships, right? Things like that, when you're not watching your emotions. So many people I notice, like, they're extremely emotional, right? And so very important to keep it in balance, because I'm more mental, but yeah, I can be a drama queen, when my emotions got activated and when my kind of Draco DNA gets activated. But I know through yoga and through mental discipline, through Vivekananda, mental focus, right? Being in your heart, being in your center, having the entire spine gold, right? And just kind of just resurrecting all my energies, doing all this transformational work, I can be in check, right? I'm a check anyway, but I can check all these kind of discrepancies and all these triggers, right? You just kind of take a deep breath, observe, pull back. Oh, thank you. Oh, no, thank you. I don't want to engage in this, right? Being in your heart, love yourself, forgive, be compassionate, walking those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude. Sometimes also I ask for help if I need to surrender, if it's too much, right? These archons everywhere, just targeting, electronic harassment, right? And I go into my heart, I chant, I say some prayers. I go to nature, or I cook some Ayurvedic food, right? And get my energy again rolling, flowing, glowing here organically, naturally, based on mathematics, 144 harmonics, the crystal spiral, right? So we all are working on ourselves. Some people, on that human level, some of us already on that cosmic level or interstellar level, and so on, with the quantum manifestation, right? Very important to remind yourself how that all operates. some being, being vague to confuse. All this confusion, all these, passive aggressive stuff going on, right? And all this whispering of gossip and triangulation, usually manipulations like this, that are behind the scenes or in the shadows. But again, those who read energies, you understand, right? So bring the facts to the light is very important. Speak clearly and transparently. Tell the manipulation to take a hike. Bring awareness to the importance of engendering open communication between people that are required to build trust. So I understand also certain individuals are drinking here. I had my own here experiences, right? It's just, they experience trauma or they abuse in childhood, right? And also if they're marginalized, they're of that certain group, if they're black skin, right? And it's just like, and they don't heal. They get married, they have children, but then they're avoiding that. So they're working hard, drinking hard. So every little thing you don't know can trigger them. Like you have to walk on those eggshells, right? So again, with the meditation, transformational work, saging, right? And well, I'm dealing with DARPA, but the Ashtar Galactic, work on your project. Work on the project. So I go to a library or I'll go to nature, right? There's a work, and somehow things kind of got cleared out. Things got transformed, transmuted, total miracle, right? And I kind of know that person's structure. He kind of now leaves me alone. He's doing all his research when he's not working, right? Or drinking, of course, happening all the time. But, it's just kind of, you just know how to smooth these energies. And so I had to train myself with those kind of certain individuals, right? Those kind of troubled souls that haven't healed themselves, their trauma, and it's generation by generation is passed on other generations. So we came here to finally end the cycle, and I want my hybrid children to stop that Saturnian satanic cycle too, right? And being hybridized, and with that Zeta technology and so on. It's very important to work on ourselves, and instead of this whole pretending to want to help, right? Some people, they're open, like, we will do this for you, I'll do that for you, and then they shut you down, or they don't want to talk to you, and you were expecting, and you were already kind of thankful and grateful, and suddenly they're just lying. They don't want to do it. They just lie to you, right? So you have to check that. The person who uses guilt trips to say how unappreciated or undervalued they are. So open communication, assessment of qualification, emotional maturity. We need to become emotionally mature, because so many adults, I understand that they're so well broken and so on, working hard for corporations, or they're owning, right, a shop or restaurant, and really people don't have time to heal. And then you can see how it's all being transferred to their children, right, younger generation and so on. And how people don't have time to really have open communication and to discuss these things, and how they don't have time to heal, because people really, they work hard. This is my experience. Okay. But what I'm saying, like, people, they're adults, right? And emotionally, they're very immature. And especially in the military, how in the world can you grow, how to evolve, if you don't have time to heal? You don't have time to heal yourself. You don't have time to really love yourself. You cannot be loving. You don't get like a loving touch. All you get is to get some horrible punch and horrible training and this kind of screaming and shouting from those black magicians, and you get raped and you get violated, and they're telling you, well, what, like, people think that they're speaking the truth, but actually energetically they're actually lying to you. They're hexing you. They are totally programming you. MK Ultra, they are demonizing everything that is, especially when you're of that Christos lineage, right? If you're a beautiful soul, they're demonizing your soul. They're living of the light of the soul. They're creating criminals and terrorists out of you, and then you're in prison, you're in a hospital, you're on the street, or you're hung somewhere in a tree and nobody cares. This is what they do. And now we can see, time to be accountable, right? They think, the manipulators, that they will always blame others, right? But that's their misdeeds. They will blame others for the bad behavior, misfortune. If they're progressed to narcissism, they may believe they're perfect. Yeah, some people, they think that's perfect. They're criminals or they're terrorists, but they think this is perfectly fine. And that they're not and they're not responsible, and they're not approachable. They think they're invincible. They think they are what is it, untouchable. Yeah. So stopping the blame game of manipulators is the key to preventing this kind of deception to take hold. That's why we're exposing the wrongdoing, especially in the military. So if a person starts with shameless blaming or making it your fault when it's clearly not, do not be intimidated, right? So that's why I'm doing whatever I'm doing, right? All this intimidation, all this trauma-based mind control, I'm speaking my truth. So we can stop that cycle, right? The double speak and so on, right? So there's a statement and then it's turned around and it's twisted, right? The meaning is totally twisted, and then it's used against you. And that's what is also, to me, it's used in those courts. What is it? When you go to a court, right, with the lawyers, right? You're trying to kind of expose something, or let's say UFO and so on, right? Or your case, or some kind of abuse that happened. They're going to twist it and turn it against you. And they have the words. Some of the in the military, the DARPA, the lawyers and the doctors, the OTO, the Ordo Templi Orientis, right, the Nazi kind of secret societies, how they totally perverted the teachings of the true ascended masters, and now they're masquerading like they're the ascended masters, and they're protecting the Constitution, and they're sending those guys, right, they need help and healing, they're sending them to prison or on a death toll, a roll. Okay. So it's all going to divine justice, the whole double speak, right? The conversation is mixed with ambiguous and confusing language, okay? But when you bring it together, it makes zero logical sense, zero common sense. Many times it's lots of words with no meaning. I can see in some of those kind of disclosure communities, right, and so on. I kind of read the energies, all the hybrid Anunnaki there with the red wave frequency running in their brain, and they talk about the political situation and the Trump thing and so on, and they can talk for hours, right? But to me, nothing was being said. The whole mind control, right? Double speak is the lack of coherence. The person may come off as intelligent using certain words, right? They have very good English, but they're either confused or attempting to confuse others away from seeing the truth. And they can talk for others, but what's the point? There's really no point. So, and it can also may happen in relationship, guys, and it destroys trust and intimacy between people. So when we use private or vulnerable issues and we use as a weapon for double speak, it is emotionally damaging. Speaking what you mean and expressing clear, accurate words is extremely important. Say what you mean and do what you say. Time to be integrity, time to be the true spiritual warriors, the defender of truth, divine justice, the true nobility of the Christus Templars. And of course, that's what I experienced, psychic vampires, right? That's just draining energies, constantly making you angry, and this condescending or belittling behavior, right? And they're codependent, and they have no control over their emotions. They're totally out of control. Emotional healing, emotional centering, right? 12-day shielding for Marines, for my soul group, yoga, Ayurveda, yoga meditation. Everything's on my website, inakalai.com, services, right? So very important, guys, to create healthy boundaries, okay? And embark on soul journey or healing journey, quest for rediscovering who you truly are. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within. Through yoga meditation, through breath work, you learn how to control your emotions, how to control your behaviors, how not to be intimidated, but how to strengthen yourself, right? Strengthen that inner core. Start feeling your truth. Start feeling your true divine nature, right? Start expressing yourself naturally, organically, so you can dissolve the trauma stuck in that cellular density or stuck in your aura, in your light body, right? So, start also being more fluid, right? That's what the bija mantras, the lam, lam, ram, yam, ham, Remember, we are sound, light frequency vibration, right? So energizing those energy centers is very important. Invocation of the violet flame and dissolving or releasing all these electronic implants, right? The nanobots, the nanotechnology of those negative aliens, you know, to me, this is the way to go. This is what, you know, I'm walking the talk, I'm walking my path, I'm speaking my truth. This is what really helped, of course, with the assistance of the Pleiadians and, you know, the Ashtar Galactic Command with their highly advanced technology, beaming healing frequencies into my mind, into my brain, because, you know, I've been cut off from source with all these horrible implants and the devastation, electrocution, everything what they've done, right? So, and clearing, guys, start clearing the negative ego. We talk about the fear, right? How we hold that fear in our hands. It's like a baby, and the baby needs care. The baby needs love. That's how we are dissolving the fear-based programming, and that's how we are exiting the matrix and become free, right? Free and sovereign. So to me, this is the way to go, because, you know, we are arresting the energies of those dark forces when you start becoming aware of it. And when you start doing your own inner work, transformational work, right? You start healing your emotions and you start, you know, purifying your mind. This is how you stop all these manipulating behaviors and you become free. And the time is now. Okay, guys, so free yourself from the mind control, very important. Be the example, right? Because deceiver and deceive, there's this very psychopathic and very codependent relationship, right? It's codependency, because both, right, those who participate, right, in the lies and those who are allowing those lies, right, we need to find the middle ground. We need to really totally, you know, cut the line and say, no, thank you, time for me to speak my truth. And whenever then you decide for you to start healing yourself and start expressing your truth with loving kindness. Guys, this is all for today. Many blessings and namaste. I'll talk to you next time.